was really debating on if I should pick up my kids or not, and I had concerns, and I kept calling my husband at work, and I called him 2 or 3 times and was like, should I pick him up? Should I not pick him up? So I went and got them, and I called ahead of time and said, I'm gonna come pick up my kids, and they called them all up to the front, and when I got there, they all ran to the car, and I was thankful because the people behind me, they weren't able to get their kids from school. I just couldn't imagine one of those parents that had to dig their kids out of school or find that their kid was dead. The lady behind me, her daughter was in the school when it got hit. Luckily, she's not one that died. It just makes me realize how close I was to losing my family. Just the thought of digging any of them out. I thank God every day that they're safe and they're here with me, and I get to hug them every night before they go to bed and tell them how much I love them.
And the loss of life occurred here at Plaza Towers. We had 7 third graders that did not make it through that storm, and that's been the hardest part. You know, we can rebuild, and the community has been very resilient, and we're about rebuilding and doing what we need to for the sites and the community. The hard part again has been just simply the loss of life. You can't rebuild life. What you see here is what used to be the front entrance of a little school that was built in 1965. The hump that you see on the other side of this debris actually was the stage in the cafeteria. And that was a stage where a lot of performances were had there, whether it be pre-K students all the way through 6th grade. This was the heartbeat of this little community, and we're going to rebuild, and the community expects that of the school district, and we expect them to follow suit and rebuild here on the devastating site that you see around you.
About 3 o'clock, they said it was going to hit more Oklahoma. So I got my wife and the doggies in the bathtub, and I looked out the front door, and you could see the tornado headed right towards us. The noise at first was horrible, horrible noise. It's like freight trains headed right at you. Noise died down. I jumped out of the tub and went to the patio. I had a sunroom there. It was gone. A big tree was uprooted, and you could see the tornado headed east. And there was a young man in a pickup driving up and down the street. Said, "Oh, the school's collapsed. We need all the volunteers at the school." And I run down to the school, and there was 2 other fellas that run down there with me. And all the teachers and the kids were in front of the school. So I said, well, let's go to the back and see if we can find any children there or whatever, you know. And we went to the back, and the school had collapsed, not expecting children to be up underneath the debris. And sure enough, as we approached the debris, there was little heads sticking out of the debris. And I said, oh my God, there's children buried here. So me and these 2 fellas pulled out these 4 little girls. And one little girl, she was faced in the mud and water right here, couldn't hardly breathe. She had debris right here on top of her head. So I had to dig her out of there, and finally got these 4 children out. And the last little girl was a little black girl, and she was just scared to death. She just grabbed me and hugged me and like, thank the Lord, you know. There was one more child in there. He was a boy, but he had no pulse. He wasn't moving at all, and he was deceased, which broke my heart. And by that time, the rescue squad, police, and firemen, they all said, get out of here, we'll take care of it. So as I'm 71, I cried all the way home, and you know, it touched me pretty bad. Scarred me.
I remember one parent in particular couldn't find her son, so she picked my son up, just wailing and crying because she couldn't find her kid, so she grabbed mine. So all I could do was hug her and pray with her because she didn't know if her son was alive or not. But we had a lot of parents just coming and going, and then thankfully my husband got home, and he was thankful that we were all alive. because the only text that made it through to him was that everything was gone. And so we embraced and thanked the Lord that we were all alive. And again, a lot of our focus was on the school. The only way that we've made it through is by giving back, and this ministry, but in particular for us, has helped us give hope back. And God's just given me a little quote and many verses along the way, but we've come to face the giant of the tornado to experience the thrill of grace.
I come up here on June the 3rd. I hitchhiked up here with $40 in my pocket and spent the first night under a tree. I got hooked up with a church group, and first morning rained me out about 4 o'clock. It was an awful storm. Anyway, I finally got hooked up with ARC, and I've been busy ever since. We've torn down dozens and dozens of homes. We pulled them down with ropes and use manpower and pull them all to the street. We don't use gasoline, we don't use electricity. We just use hammers and axes and people. It's an amazing thing. You look out through this neighborhood and you can see that when they call that F5 tornado the finger of God, that's probably pretty accurate. But I see the hand of God out here every day. I see hundreds and hundreds of people out here trying to put all this stuff back together, not asking anything for it. It's an amazing thing. You ought to come watch.
We're from Rossville, Indiana. If you've heard of Purdue University, we're just a hop and a skip east of there. So, boiler up! Woo!
We are a group that came out and teamed up with a faith-based organization called Forward Edge International. We came to Moore, Oklahoma to do tornado disaster relief. We are familiar with tornadoes in the Indiana area, but we've never seen destruction quite like this.
I'm Travis Mercer. I'm from Coshocton, Ohio, with the others from Bird Avenue Wesleyan Church.
I'm Olivia Welch. I'm from Coshocton, Ohio, and I'm a high school student. I came here with my church, Bird Avenue, to help work with the organization Poured Out.
Ms. Tammy McLean. I'm with Bird Avenue Wesleyan Church in Coshocton, Ohio.
We all are just here because we've been called by the Spirit of the Lord.
I just came to bless and love and support the people that were involved in this tornado.
Today we're doing another lot, and we're here till Thursday to just help those around this area that have been hit by this tornado, and just trying to show these people a little bit of God's love. So
we're here by the love of Jesus Christ, and we have come here and to serve the people around us, to serve and love the people here that have been affected by the tornado the way that we think Jesus would love them.
Then on May the 20th, the tornado took part of my house. Then the following Friday, the next tornado took part of the house. So I'm trying to recover from not only a fire and 2 tornadoes. My life has been a little difficult. I feel sorry for the people that had no insurance. My heart goes out to them to rebuild. And a lot of us here in Moore, Oklahoma City, El Reno, Shawnee, don't have the funds. Either they're elderly, had no insurance, and a lot of people are working for minimum wage.
hi, my name's Janessa Dowers. We live out here in El Reno. We were part of the family that was hit by the May 31st tornado. It was a large F5, and it ripped the front and back patio off and peeled the roof off. If that wasn't enough, the tornado set over the top and spun insulation and 5 to 7 inches of water all throughout the house. So we're in the process of rebuilding and trying to put our lives back together.
Hi, I'm Levi Clifton, and I am here in El Reno, Oklahoma, and I'm with Field of Teams. Field of Teams, team stands for Teams Evacuating All Metals and Stuff, because that's basically what we do. After debris of tornadoes and tragedies in the wheat fields and farmers, we pick up the stuff so they can farm and do what they do best. This tornado was 2 days before our harvest, so we had to really hurry. So after the tornado came and left all the junk, we had everything from cars to cosmetics. We had metal, steel, toys, glasses, t-shirts. We even found a fish, and it was a real fish, but it was dead. And but the devastation is so great. But what we've done is we have picked up so much debris that the farmers at one time thought there was only maybe a 10 or 12% chance of them even getting their harvest in. We've actually allowed them, with our picking up their debris in their fields, they've actually saved over 70% of their crops. So being part of Field of Teams is a great thing. So come on out and be a part of Field of Teams and help us pick up America one piece at a time.
I'm Ann Felton, Chairman and CEO of Central Oklahoma Habitat for Humanity. On May 20th of this year, a devastating tornado struck Moore, Oklahoma. It destroyed a number of neighborhoods, and we at Central Oklahoma Habitat have been working with those families since that time to help them take down their houses, clear their lots, and get ready to rebuild. We at Central Oklahoma Habitat are hoping to help 400 families rebuild in that area.
I'm Dakota Dowers. This is Colton, Ducky, and this is Chick. We are from Southwest Covenant School, and we watch Explore.org, Live Eagles. Never stop learning. Peace.